these for fun for years. These come from the Advent of Code, which is a very nice challenge they have every year with like 30 or 40 problems like this. So here's the simplest one to start with, number pair. Okay, here's the problem statement. You have a list of numbers, and you want to find two numbers that sum to 2020. So here's a list. All right, and so so here's code that will download that list and display its contents. This is going to download it from my server. This bang means you have a bash shellcode command, not a Python command. wget will just download it from my server. Now you can open the file called VP50 and read it as F, read all the lines, and then just print the lines and strip them. So this is the code that will get you the data to start with. So I'm going to just make a new notebook. All right, get a clean notebook to start from. And there's the code that will download and print the list. And it always takes a few seconds. All right, there we are. So there's the list, 17, 21, and so on. All right, this is a short list that only contains a few values. And all I want to do is find code that adds up to 2020. And so what I would do, now that you have it, you have L in lines, print L strip. So I'd put it in a list. Let me just make another block of code here. All right. I'll just do for L in lines again. All right. All right. So I want to make a list. So I would say nums equals an empty list. Then for each number, let nums append. Now you add something to the end. And there it is, already telling me what I want to do. Int of L strip. I take the L, which is the text here, like 1721. I strip away the carriage return at the end, and then I turn it into an integer and append it. Now I'm going to have a list of numbers. That's what I wanted. And now I can just loop through that list with like for A in nums, and then for B in nums. And then I'll have a condition. If A plus B is the total I want, like if I wanted the total of 50, you know, if A plus B is 50, then print A, B, winner. And that will tell me if any two of them add to 50. You can see obviously that's never going to happen, the two of them add to 50, but it is eventually going to happen that two of them add up to, I think, 2000 or 2020 or something you're looking for. But that's an example of how to do it. That'll show you this first case, which is pretty simple. And that's just the, you try it with this short list of just 6 numbers to get sure you know what you're doing. And then the real puzzle is to use this data, and this is a much longer list of data. VP50A, you can open it to look at it, and you'll see it's pretty long. Looks like maybe 100 numbers. And then you got triplets, use the same data, but now find 3 numbers that sum to 2020. And so, pretty simple, nice little exercise. And these story problems, I made a bunch of them here. They're really a lot of fun. They always have an easy part and then a harder part, and they always have nice simple test cases you can practice on just to make sure your code is working. So check them out. That's what I wanted to show you.